Welcome back to Astrovision, Spirituality, and Tarot. So as you guys can tell from the title of today's video, we are going to be discussing Taurus and Leo, more so the compatibility between the two. So before we jump into this video, if you have this sign, the sign of Taurus or the sign of Leo, definitely subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to comment below if you enjoyed my commentary or enjoyed anything discussed today in this video. And also check out some of the other videos on my channel. So with Taurus and Leo, both of these signs are fixed signs. And with the fixed signs, there's 4 of them. You have Aquarius, you have Scorpio, then there's Leo, and then there's Taurus. There's going to be some conflict just because they have some similarities. Both of these signs like to lead and take charge, but they also are very stubborn and they like things to be a certain way because they're very fixed in nature. So trying to persuade a Leo or a Taurus or even an Aquarius or a Scorpio to do anything that they don't want to do or believe anything that they don't want to believe, they're not going to subscribe to that. The relationship with the Taurus and the Leo can be strong, it really can be a long-lasting situation. There obviously will be some challenges since they both are fixed signs, but if these two are capable of displaying loyalty, because both of them do represent loyalty, Leo is more so loyal to that performance, loyal to that attention that you're giving them. So they're always going to come back because they know that you're someone that's really watching them. You're seeing them for who they truly are when they're expressing themselves and being their dramatic and theatrical selves. And Taurus, of course they're going to be loyal to you. If they can be loyal to their skin routine and they can maintain their hair appointments, and they're very high maintenance people. So if they can do that, of course they can be loyal to their friends and the people that they love. Venus represents Taurus. It is the planet that rules over Taurus. So they're just very high maintenance people, and they definitely value the friendship, and they're very possessive. Both of these signs are territorial. As long as there's compromise within the friendship and you guys are able to agree to disagree on some of your differences and able to kind of chill out when you have your disagreements, then I feel like, this can be a strong relationship. It really can work. It can be a long-term friendship. I wouldn't really recommend it as a relationship just because Leo is a fire sign, so they're always going to be going out there and chasing after a new adventure, something that they're passionate about. And they tend to be passionate about extroverted things, going to clubs, going to places where there's music playing, where they can be loud, where they could be performative and dramatic, and they like being in the mix. They like being the center of attention. In Taurus, they like being at home. They like maintaining the things that they have and taking care of the things that they value, their possessions. So they're not always out at a club or out at a function. They're really having fun at home, cooking, cleaning, feeding their dogs, going shopping. Those are the things that a Taurus is more so invested in, and they more so enjoy those things. And a Leo enjoys some of those things too. This is where they both can kind of relate to each other and bond over certain things, because Leos, they like that high quality lifestyle too. And Leos really like to surround themselves around high quality things and be pampered and catered to. And they enjoy having people do things for them. So that's why I say, having this as a relationship wouldn't work, because with a Leo, since they're so egocentric, sometimes they can be one-sided in the friendship and the partnership. They can be a little more out for themselves or just focused on themselves. Having a Leo as a roommate, they may not be as clean as the Taurus person. The Taurus is going to maintain the house, take care of the house, make sure the plants are watered, make sure the lawn is cut, take care of the dishes, vacuum the floors, sweep the floors, mop them. Where a Leo, they like having other people do things for them, and they don't like cleaning up after themselves. They're the kings of the zodiac. They have that energy within them. So they like being pampered and they like having other people do things for them. And a Leo can really take advantage of the Taurus person in this situation, because Tauruses are known for being super domesticated. Yes, Leos are territorial. It doesn't mean that they're clean. It doesn't mean that they're super high maintenance like a Taurus. A Taurus is going to take care of where they lay their head. You know, they're going to take care of the house, make it beautiful. They're going to amplify the beauty within the home and make the aesthetic very comfortable. And this is something that a Leo enjoys, but they do have the possibility of taking advantage of that. Leos can fall back and let the Taurus really take charge in the house, and the Taurus can feel taken for granted because they're ruled by Venus. They need that compromise. They need that balance. They need Leo to pick up some slack and do some of the things that the Taurus is doing. So yeah, they really can clash over domestic disputes. Leo and Taurus both can clash over domestic disputes, and that just deals with Taurus being, you know, super possessive over their things and the things that they value, which is their home. Having a Leo there can be some conflict because Leos are also territorial over their home, but a Taurus is going to value it more. And a Leo is fire, you know, they can be in and out all the time, and that can piss a Taurus off. They could be here 1 minute and gone, and a Taurus needs that stability. They need, you know, when they come home from work, they want the Leo to be there. They want to spend time with the Leo, lay up, eat, drink some wine, kick it, watch some old classic films, listen to some music. You know, their home is their sanctuary. It's their temple, and they enjoy having that tranquility and that peace there, and they enjoy having their other half when they get off work, when they get home from like a chaotic day. And if the Leo is running in and out, always gone, always inviting their friends over, always at a friend's house, you know, always on FaceTime when they're at home, that's going to be a problem for the Taurus. They need that Leo to compromise. They really need that Leo to be at home when they're at home, you know, because 9 times out of 10 they're working, and so when they're home, they're not looking to go outside. They're not looking to go kick it and be in everyone's face. You have to remember, Tauruses are introverted. They know what works for them and what makes them comfortable. And what makes them comfortable is having their lady or their man at the house when they get home. Okay? So both of these signs are very stubborn. So when it comes to just talking about your differences, yeah, there will be some understanding since you both are fixed. So you'll know, like, okay, that's really, you know, a button I shouldn't press with this person. I know that they really don't enjoy that. You guys will understand that about each other, and that's what can make the relationship last a long time. But even with that being something that's understood between you two, there's still a possibility for both of you to just cross each other's boundaries and provoke each other from time to time with different things. Not even provoke each other, that's more so Leo's thing, but more so just annoy each other from time to time. There will be things within each other that you just really dislike, especially because Taurus is a fixed earth sign and Leo is a fixed fire sign. A lot of the times, Leo can find Taurus a little boring, you know, very homey, very traditional, always at the house, too relaxed, not wanting to have fun and let loose. Taurus can appreciate when a Leo brings in that comfortability for them to step out of their comfort zone and for them to express themselves and let loose a little bit. A Leo can really bring in the drama in the relationship. They can bring in some chaos, but it'll be light chaos. It'll be, you know, on the surface, something fun for them to talk about. So the Leo can bring in some gossip about their day, some gossip about some other people. This will be entertaining for the Taurus, you know. This will be something that the Taurus will be intrigued by because they're not the sign to be involved in drama, to have a lot of chaos at their front door. They don't bring a lot of drama home from work. They're just not that type of people. They're ruled by Venus, so they enjoy, you know, the pleasurable things, the desirable things in life, you know, things that are charming and pleasant. And fighting is something that a Taurus doesn't find attractive at all. And I do have experience with this sign, or just with this energy in general, because I'm a Sagittarius, but I have a stellium in the second house. My Mercury, my Sun, and Pluto is in my second house. I was in a long-term friendship with someone who is also a Sagittarius, who also has a stellium in the fifth house. So, you know, they're carrying a lot of Leo energy. I'm carrying a lot of Taurus energy. And with, you know, that Jupiter influence, our fights could be a little explosive sometimes. When it comes to the fights with the Taurus and the Leo, both of you guys are very stubborn, but Taurus is more stubborn in my opinion because they're ruled by the element of earth. So they're definitely going to hold their ground in an argument, trying to persuade them, lower themselves down to your level. So maybe you're yelling at them, maybe you're clapping your hands all in their face. They're going to be very calm. You know, they're ruled by Venus, so they're going to be very calm, and they can easily charm their opponents and kind of scare them away. Like, okay, I don't want to mess with this bitch. I just told them I'm about to smack them, and I just got all up in their face. Why are they just smiling at me like that? You know, a Taurus will allow you to act like an animal. They're ruled by Earth, so when it comes to wild animals and things like that, they're good at domesticating y'all. They're good at taming y'all. You know, you wild animals out there. And Leo, you can be a wild animal sometimes. And Taurus will hold you accountable. And just with them holding you accountable and calling out the bullshit, calling out the differences, Leos don't like when you're actually holding them accountable and critiquing things that are true. Like, you're not actually just sugarcoating things and just telling them how beautiful they are and how confident and pretty they are and how charming they are. You're not just telling them the good stuff. And Leos are very prideful. They're very egocentric, so they're not trying to hear it. Both of you guys are fixed signs. And with Leo having the mentality of like, the show must go on, just with them having that mentality, they're just going to be very dramatic, very loud, and give Taurus a good run for their money. They're going to give Taurus a good performance. Every time that you guys beef or have an argument, Leo's going to be the loud one, clapping their hands, doing too much, yelling, really bringing in the extra eyes, bringing in all the tension. And Taurus doesn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Leo knows that Taurus doesn't like that either. That's something that Leo kind of gets a kick out of. You know, they're the sign of entertainment. So they kind of get a kick out of riling up their Taurus friend or riling up their Taurus partner, because they know that they're kind of leading the situation. They're setting up the stage. They're being very performative. You know, they're like the star in that situation. They're definitely going to be the loudest. Taurus isn't going to really raise their voice at Leo. But if Leo keeps doing that, Taurus is definitely going to find that as being, you know, antagonistic, and they're going to feel like Leo is provoking them to where they're going to want to fight now. You know, Taurus will take off the diamonds, take off the pearls, you know, they will take off the leather jacket, you know, step out of their nice clean wax car and beat your ass. They will knock you out. So definitely don't provoke them, because they're ruled by Venus. They don't want to fight, you know, but then again, they have the element of Earth. They will handle you if they have to handle you. Once Taurus step out of that car, they're going to beat your ass. You know, they're not like Libra, where Libra wants to talk things out. Even though they're both ruled by Venus, they're nothing like Libra, where Libra wants to talk things out and charm you with their smile and with talking, you know, being very sociable. They're nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? When they get out of the car, they're going to run up and they're going to attack you, Leo. They're going to swing on you and they're going to knock you out for talking too much, for running your mouth too much, and for bringing everyone's eyes into the situation, for bringing everyone into the situation and blowing it up, making it more dramatic than it could have been if you guys would have compromised and just handled it together. If you would have just trusted the Taurus and came to them so you guys could, you know, discuss, maybe you guys would have thrown some hands, you know, but if you would have just did it in private, the Taurus would have respected it more. But since you're provoking them, yeah, they're going to beat your ass, they're going to run up on you, and they have the likability to win. You know what I'm saying? They have that possibility to win because they're ruled by Earth. The Earth signs are going to have good stability and good stamina. They're going to be great at defense and great at blocking them hits. And Leo's ruled by fire. So Leo, when they're fighting the Taurus, you know, they're going to be hitting super hard, yelling, you know, king of the jungle, you know, acting like Tarzan. They're just going to be swinging, you know, just hitting, biting, kicking, all of that. Just doing too much. Leos are very prideful. So with fire, you know, fire can burn out quickly. You know, Leo can use all of their energy swinging on Taurus, and Taurus is blocking all of these hits. Now Taurus, all they gotta do is strike Leo once, and Leo's laying on the ground. Leo's on the ground crying and shit like that. Taurus, you know, they done watched Leo waste all of their energy. They done watch Leo get all tired, doing too much, being all dramatic. And now all they gotta do is run up and really swing once, you know, really knock them out. But then again, you know, Leo is ruled by fire, and where there's smoke, there's fire. So I definitely do believe that if Leo had a good starting point in the fight, like if they're the one to get all the good punches in and there are actually some good hits that actually is hurting the Taurus, then I feel like Leo could win. Because, you know, flames, you know, if you get too close to some flames that are about to combust, that can be deadly. So I definitely do feel that it could be a tie, or it could just be a 50-50. You never know how it's going to go between these two if it were to get physical. And just again, domestic disputes can take place between both of these individuals because Taurus rules being domesticated and being at home and maintaining their home and things like that. And they're very possessive over their items and their home in general. But Leo is a very territorial sign in nature. So when it comes to those physical fights, you know, after everything's done and everything's settled, the Taurus, again, they're the most stubborn in the situation, and that's just because the Taurus will hold that grudge after the fight is over. They don't like to fight. You know, they think that that's distasteful. They think that that's something that's tacky. And Leos, they don't care. You know, they're ruled by that masculine energy. They're ruled by the sun. So if they got to throw a punch or throw some water or throw a drink at a Taurus in the restaurant or something like that, they'll do it. You know what I'm saying? A Leo will do it in a minute, and they're going to get that attention for it. People are going to be clapping. Yeah, you go, girl. Yeah, you do it. But a Taurus, they're going to find that very tacky. Even the fact that they allowed Leo to bring them out of their comfort zone and to go to low class acts of displaying physical violence and things like that. A Taurus is going to be really irritated with Leo for the fact that that even took place, the fact that that even happened. So, you know, a Taurus is definitely going to be more stubborn in that department and hold more grudges than the Leo person. And Leos will play on this sometimes, you know. Leos are very playful. It's a masculine sign, so they kind of like this. They like getting a kick out of their Taurus friends. They like seeing Taurus's reactions to their behavior sometimes. So these two can complement each other in different ways. Taurus isn't always going to appreciate when Leo brings drama into the friendship and brings drama into the relationship. So Leos do have to be mindful of that. Sometimes they're going to have to save the gossip, especially if a Taurus is having a bad day. They're just going to have to read the room. And Leos, you are capable of reading the room because you're very performative, you're very expressive, and you guys are, you know, very confident and leaders. And even though, you know, you're very egocentric, you guys can be insecure. And this is something that Taurus understands about you guys. And this is why Taurus makes you guys feel secure, because they tolerate when you guys are, you know, being dramatic and being theatrical and things like that. And they really admire that about you guys, that you're able to go out there and be super confident and be yourselves. So they know that big ego and big powerful presence that you have and that you're out there projecting. They know you're compensating for something, and they know that, you know, you could be a little insecure at times, and that will mess with a Leo's insecurity. Because, not saying that, you know, Leos are insecure, they're not. They're very confident people, but they like that validation. You know, you have to think of movie stars, actors, people like that. They like that validation. They need to have that judgment, that critique. They need to know that what performance that they're giving you, that they're giving their all, that you like it, you enjoy it. They're going to get a round of applause at the end. It's something that they performed at their best ability. They're giving you a good show. So with Leos, they need to know that, you know, and Taurus will accommodate a Leo and appreciate them and, you know, smile and really cheer them on, boost their confidence, you know, create that stable ground for the friendship. And Leo appreciates when a Taurus is being affectionate towards them, really showing them that love, and really kind of be the leader of the friendship. A lot of the times, you know, the Leo will set up the conversations, kind of like they're a stage director or something like that. They'll set up the conversations, bring in all, you know, the juicy gossip, bring in all the details for the Taurus to digest, and the Taurus enjoys that about the Leo, you know. The Taurus isn't a messy person, so some of the things that Taurus really just don't like about Leo can be the fact that Leos lack self-awareness sometimes. So when a Taurus invites you out to dinner, Leo, it isn't the opportunity for you to go out of your way to talk about your sexual experience with your boyfriend or talk about any sexual experience that you had at dinner, you know, because that is very disrespectful to a Taurus, and they're going to find that very distasteful about the Leo. Leos tend to do this thing where they just have a tendency to have the spotlight on them no matter what. And even if the topic of discussion is self-deprecating, a Leo really knows how to shine light on that topic to make it a little less embarrassing, even if the Taurus finds it embarrassing, and they will find it embarrassing. You know, Leos can use profanity at the table. They just have bad table manners. And Tauruses are well-maintained people. They have better table manners than a Leo. They don't like when, you know, you're belching and burping at the table, or farting up a storm, doing anything like that. You need to excuse yourself and go to a bathroom. A Taurus will not appreciate that when a Leo does that. And the Taurus friend will put the Leo on to like different music, different spa places to visit, different places to get their nails done, to get their hair cut, whatever, to maintain their look. So a Taurus can recommend a good car wash, a good car detailing place to a Leo, and a Leo will appreciate that. A Taurus will not like the fact that Leo is very flashy and very tacky with their items and the things that they value. Even the friendship, since Taurus is very introverted, they're not gonna like the fact that Leo wants to always post everything that they're doing, always sharing what they're doing, because maybe Taurus invited you to this country club and invited you as their plus one, and it's a very, conservative country club. It's very reserved. Not too many people know about it. It's a good quality place, and Leo is just broadcasting it all online. So Taurus can find that very distasteful and tacky when Leo does things like that. If Taurus invited you on their boat with their grandparents to go and barbecue or something, and you're just Snapchatting or you're posting it on your stories what you're doing, Taurus finds that distasteful and really tacky. Yeah, they may like that you're being yourself and you're being very confident, but they value their things, and since they're introverts, they don't need too many people in their business. They take care of their things. They don't need people following them back to their house, keeping an eye out for their license plate number. The Taurus is not with that. Leo loves that. You know what I'm saying? A Leo will spray paint their car bubblegum pink just to be followed home, just to have someone take pictures of their car and ask them questions, just so people can see them get out of their car with their sunglasses on. They're very marketable people. A Leo is that friend that you would want at the farmer's market or any boutique that you have where you're selling something, because Taurus are about their money, and they're about their items. They can be very crafty and make bracelets, make soaps and different things like that. So you definitely want your friend, broadcasting that stuff, sharing what you made, sharing where your location is at the boutique, because a Taurus may not be that extroverted to be like, look at me, look at me, look at what I'm doing. But their Leo bestie, their Leo friend or boyfriend or lover, they're going to support you all day. They're going to share what you're doing. A Taurus is going to appreciate that support. They're going to appreciate the fact that a Leo, is just taking the time to even represent and support what they're doing, because a lot of the times Leos can be very egocentric. They could be all about themselves, and they could be here and there. Things can just burn out and fizzle out very quickly with the fire signs. They can get very bored, and so Taurus really appreciates when a Leo sticks around and shows that respect and is reciprocating back and forth, that give and exchange of energy and of attention and things like that. Because Tauruses know that they have the reputation for being boring. A lot of them know that they're not the type to go out there and go to every party and things like that. And even if they do go to a party, it's an RSVP type of party where there's a guest list, where it's a controlled event. It's of quality, it's maintained, and things like that. Whereas a Leo, they're going to throw a party and they're going to invite the whole city. They're going to invite the whole city and the next city over. They don't care. They want everyone to be there because they want everyone to look at them and everyone to go home and talk about their party. A Leo can invite a Taurus to their party, to their big bash, big summer bash, big sleepover, whatever it is, and they already know, there's a 50-50 chance that my Taurus friend may show up or may not show up, depending on who I invited, depending on if there's food there or not, what the music playlist is sounding like, just depending on their vibe in general, because Taurus likes their house. Having the party or the event at their house, having it take place where they're very comfortable, their comfort zone, they're all for it. But stepping outside of their comfort zone, going somewhere where there's a lot of people, where they're out of their element, and even if you're the type of Taurus that is a little extroverted, they're still not going to be just letting loose like that. They just may snap their fingers, give a little shoulder rub, give a little 1-2 on the dance floor. These aren't the individuals that are really letting loose and sweating hard, like sweating bullets, like a Aries or a Sagittarius or a Leo, or even like an Aquarius or like a Libra. Those signs, those people, even a Gemini, those individuals, they're out at the party having fun, sweating bullets, letting loose and getting bug wild. But a Taurus, more so, it's a little 1-2 snap of the finger, twirling their champagne in the glass, twirling their hair. They're the type at the party, if they get a little too loose, they end up in the bathroom. And they're with their Leo friend who is really pissed at them, who doesn't want to be holding their hair, pinning their hair back, because a Leo would rather be dancing themselves. A Leo would rather be out there on the floor themselves. This can produce some fights, because a Leo is that type to leave you by yourself, Taurus. Don't forget, they will leave you to the sidelines. They'll come back to check on you, see where you're at, see how empty your glass is. Do you want another shot? But they're going to be out there having a good time. Every time that they try to pull you out to the dance floor, Taurus, you're going to be stubborn, so you might as well just stay at home. Trying to kick it and go out to the clubs with your Leo friend, sometimes they're going to be able to bring you out of your element to have fun, but not all the time. And sometimes you could be a little Debbie Downer. You like things a certain way. You like to have a little bit of control. And since you guys are both fixed signs, you guys are going to have some conflict when it comes to your communication and compromising and things like that. So you really have to read the room, Leo, when it comes to your Taurus friend, and pick the quality events involving food and different things like that, where your Taurus individual can be inspired by the aesthetics surrounding them, great quality architecture, people that they can network with and talk to and feel comfortable to express themselves and really let loose. So a Taurus appreciates that about a Leo, when a Leo is capable of providing those connections for their Taurus friend. Overall, when it comes to these two, Taurus and Leo, you two enjoy each other's company. You two can last a long time as long as, you understand each other's differences and try to work around that. Try to compromise, especially Leo. Definitely try to compromise with your Taurus friend, because they do it for you. So try to do it for them. And I feel like it can produce a long friendship. The relationship side of things, Leo's going to want a little more from Taurus. They're going to want to experiment a little more passionate things from Taurus, and Taurus cannot always provide that for Leo. So I don't feel as if, the sexual and physical and just things dealing with a relationship, being 100% involved with the traits of a relationship, I don't think Taurus and Leo both can fully accommodate each other and support each other in like a beneficial way. But as friends, keeping things on the surface, keeping things light and cute, and being supportive and reciprocating that energy, that give and take energy back and forth to each other, and really maintaining that stability and being territorial over the union that you guys are building with each other, then 100% I recommend that. Yeah, as friends, you guys definitely can work. It just will be interesting keeping that flame alive, keeping it stable at times. You're mixing two elements together that the predictability of them, because fire, you can watch it expand, and are you gonna go and put it out, or are you just gonna watch it keep growing? And with earth, you can hurry up and go while the seasons are changing, before the snow starts to come in, before the rain starts to hit hard and the thunder comes in. You better find shelter, you better look for that food before you gotta start hibernating and things like that. So with these energies, you really can predict certain things within each other. So you guys can have that capability of understanding each other. You can predict when your Taurus friend is mad at you, or when a fight is going to take place. Where if it was like water or air, you just don't know. Like air, they're communicating, they're all over the place. 1 minute they're here, 1 minute they're there. Water, they can really hide their emotions, keep everything bottled in. So with this friendship or this relationship, I definitely do feel like it can work. You guys can predict when you're going to have an argument, when the other person isn't feeling well, when the other person needs some me time and needs to get away and just needs to be to themselves. You guys can definitely predict that within each other and really work on some of the things that you want to fix and establish within your relationship. So with that being said, you guys, I hope that you definitely enjoyed this video. And again, if you're a Leo or a Taurus out there, definitely comment below if some of the things that I discussed with you today resonates with you or relates to you in any type of way. Then definitely like and comment below. Feel free to check out any of the other videos on my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.